President Putin's spokesman has said there cannot be a deadline for drawing up a memorandum on how to end the conflict in Ukraine. Dmitry Peskov told Russian media that while both Washington and Moscow want a quick end to the conflict, the devil is in the details. He also said no location has yet been set for further meetings. Well, his comments came after President Putin held a call with Donald Trump on Monday, which Mr. Trump has said had gone very well. Mr. Putin instead said that the root of the crisis should be removed for the war to end. Well, let's hear from our Russia editor at BBC Monitoring, Vitaly Shevchenko. Vitaly, from the Kremlin's perspective, what has this phone call changed?
Well, I think when Donald Trump says that the phone call went very well, it's definitely true that it went well for Vladimir Putin, because the US president, well, he's not really changed much, and that's precisely what the Kremlin wants to continue, the status quo. In fact, the American president appears to have reversed his earlier insistence that a ceasefire must precede any talks. Now he's saying, okay, let's talk first and then think about a ceasefire. Also, he has ruled out fresh sanctions on Russia for now. Again, that's precisely what Vladimir Putin wants. And he's still threatening to walk out of the whole process. And I'm sure Vladimir Putin would not mind that either, especially if that means no more American aid for Ukraine. So from the point of view of bringing peace closer, the telephone conversation between the American and Russian presidents and the talks in Istanbul last Friday, I think they can be described as fruitless.
So Vladimir Putin's not won over by Donald Trump's personality and his deal-making persona?
Well, Vladimir Putin is playing his own game and looking at what he's been saying and doing in Ukraine. I think he's still determined to conquer Ukraine. Russian officials, they keep saying that they need what they call the root causes of the crisis to be addressed. And translated from Kremlin speak, this means the very reasons why Russia started this war in the first place, which is to stop Ukraine exercising its sovereignty and basically stop being an independent state.
And how strong is the war machine still in Moscow? How long can factories keep on churning out what Russia needs and actually recruitment centres finding people to send to the front line?
Well, it appears to be strong enough for this to continue. They're still churning out drones and artillery shells and missiles. The Russian army is held by its allies, such as North Korea and Iran. Oil prices are lower, but not low enough to cripple the Russian economy. And also, the Kremlin's war machine is to a large extent as strong as it's allowed to be. And I'm sure Ukraine has reason to be disappointed with some of its allies in Europe as well. You will remember, of course, that it's more than a week since the deadline they set for Russia to cease fire on the 12th of May, last Monday. It's been and gone, and despite threats to impose crippling sanctions on Russia, that's not happened yet. So Vladimir Putin can see that as an invitation to keep on attacking Ukraine. Empty threats. History shows that they don't really get us anywhere with Vladimir Putin. I understand the EU may approve its next 17th package of sanctions on Russia. Let's see how effective they're going to be.